In this lesson, we shall be working on solving systems of equations, and we shall be using the elimination method. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. All right, if we have 3x plus 6y equals to -9, and 2x plus 9y equals to -26. The first thing is to ensure that the coefficient of x on both equations is the same. That is, we can call this equation 1 and call this equation 2. So we want to ensure that the coefficient of x is the same. We have 3 and we have 2. We want to make them to be equal. So we can achieve that by multiplying equation 1 by 2 and multiplying equation 2 by 3. So 2 times 3x would give us 6x, and 2 times 6y will give us 12y equals to 2 times -9 will give us -18. And we can now multiply equation 2 by 3. So 3 times 2x will give us 6x, and 3 times 9y will give us 27y equals to 3 times -26 would give us 3 times 6 is 18. You write down 80, pick one, carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6, and this will give us -78. So now you can see that the coefficient of x here is positive and here is positive. So in order to make them to become 0, we can simply subtract them. We can place a negative sign here. That is the only way we can make them to be 0. So 6x minus 6x is 0. So we can now just simply cancel this from here. Then 12y minus 27y would give us -15. -15y -15y equals to -18 minus -78. That will simply become 78 minus 18, 0. So that will give us 60. So we now have 60. So we can now divide both sides by -15. Divide both sides by -15. And -15 would cancel -15. -15 divided by -15 is 1, and 6 divided by -15 is -4. So y is equals to -4. Next, we need to substitute this value, the value of y, into any of the equation, either equation 1 or equation 2. So 3, let's substitute into equation 1. So we have 3x plus 6. Since the value of y is -4, we can simply plug it here. -4 is equals -9. So 3x plus 6 times -4 is -24. So this becomes -24 equals to -9. We can now add 24 to both sides. Add 24 to both sides. This would cancel. So 3x is equals to 24 minus 9. I think this would give us 13 or 15 rather. Let me check. 24 minus 9 is 15. So this will become 15. And divide both sides by 3. So this would cancel this from here. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So x is equals to 5. So the solution to this question is 5, negative 4. So this is the answer to this question, and I hope it is clear. All right, let's go on to the next one. Example 2. If we have negative 6 plus 5y equals to 22 and 2x plus 3y equals to 2. The first responsibility is to make the coefficient of x. Let's say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So we have to make the coefficient of x in both equations to be equal. Either we'll make x to be equal or we'll make the coefficient of y to be equal. So that is the first responsibility. So now to make the coefficient of x equal, we can simply multiply equation 2 by 3. And equation 1, you can multiply that by 1. So negative 6x times 1 remains negative 6x. And plus 5 times 1 remains plus 5y. 22 times 1 remains 22. And 2x times 3 will give us 6x. And 3y times 3 will give us 9y. And 2 times 3 is 6. Now that we have negative 6 over here, and this is positive 6, the best sign to be placed over here will just be an addition, because the sum of negative 6 and plus 6 is 0. So we can simply add them up. So we can add, and negative 6 plus 6x, negative 6x plus 6x will simply cancel, and 5y plus 9y will become 14y equals to 22 plus 6, which is 28. So now we can divide both sides by 14. Divide both sides by 14, and 14 would cancel 14. 14 divided by 14 is 1, into 28 is 2. So y is equals to 2. We have just found the value of y, and next we need to calculate for x. So to do that, we substitute this into any of the equation, either equation 1 or equation 2. Let's substitute into equation 2. So we have 2x plus 3y. Since the value of y is 2, we can simply substitute it here, equals to 2. So this will become 2x plus 3 times 2 is 6, equals 2. And we can subtract 6 from both sides. So plus 6 minus 6 would cancel. Then 2x will be equals to 2 minus 6, which will give us negative 4. Divide both sides by 2, and 2 would cancel. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Therefore, x is equals to negative 2. So, the solution to this equation, we first write x. X is negative 2. And y is 2. So, you can simply put it in parentheses like this. And this is the answer to this question. And I hope it makes some sense. All right. Let's go on to the next question. All right, so if you have negative 6 minus 42y equals to negative 12x, and x minus 1/2 minus 7/2y equals to 0. So we can call this equation 1 and this equation 2. So the first thing we are going to do is to add 12x to both sides, and this will become 12x minus 6 minus 42y equals 0. And we also need to add 6 to both sides, and this will become 12x minus 42y equals to 6. Can call this equation 3. Then equation 2. First, we are going to add 1/2 to both sides. So if we do, then equation 2 becomes x minus 7/2y equals to 1/2. Now, because we have fractions, 2 as the denominator, we can simply multiply each term of this equation by 2. So when you do that, multiply each term by 2, then this will become 2x minus 7y equals to 1. We can call this equation 4. So let's bring all the equations close to each other. So equation 3 is 12x minus 42y equals to 6, and equation 4 is 2x minus 7y equals to 1. So now we can call this equation 5 and this equation 6. So let's multiply equation 6, multiply equation 6 by 6, and multiply equation 5 by 1. So when we do that, we'll be able to have equal coefficient. So 1 times 12x is 12x. 1 times negative 42y is negative 42y. And 1 times 6 is 6. Then equation 6, we multiply 2x by 6. That gives you 12x. And 6 times negative 7y, negative 42y equals to 6 times 1 is 6. So now if we subtract, then 12x minus 12x is 0. Negative 42y minus 42y is also 0. So we have 0 over here. And 6 minus 6 is also 0. So 0 is equals to 0. This is a true statement. Therefore, the solution to this question is infinite, or we can say infinitely many solutions. Or we can also say all real numbers, all real numbers. Okay, so that is it for this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. All right, so if we have 0 equals to 9x plus 5y and y equals to 2/7x. We can call this equation 1 and this equation 2. So the first thing we are going to do is to rewrite equation 1. So it looks like this: 9x plus 5y equals to 0. And then we also need to subtract y from both sides, and this will become 2/7x minus y equals to 0. So we can call this equation 3, equation 4. So equation 4, we can, because we have a fraction, this is the denominator, which is 7. We can multiply each term of equation 4 by 7. So if we do that, then we are going to have 2x minus 7y equals to 0. So now call this equation 5. So we can now bring equation 3 and equation 5 together. So equation 3 is 9x plus 5y equals to 0. Equation 5 is 2x minus 7y equals to 0. Equation 6, equation 7. So now we need to make equation, the coefficient of x to be equal. So we can simply multiply this by 9, multiply this by 2. So 2 times 9 is 18. X 2 times 5y is 10y. 2 times 0 is 0. 9 times 2 is 18x minus 63 y equals to 0. Equation 8, equation 9. So if we subtract, automatically this will be out, and 10y minus 63y would give us 73y equals to 0 minus 0 is 0. So if you divide both sides by 73, y will be equals to 0. Remember, 73 would cancel 73 from here, and 0 divided by any number is 0. So at this point, we can substitute the value of y into any of the equations. So we can substitute that into equation 8. So equation 8, we have 18x plus 10y equals 0. So since y is 0, we can now have 18x plus 10 times 0 equals 0. So 18x is equal 0. Divide both sides by 18. And 18 would cancel 18 from here. 0 divided by 18 is 0. So x is equals to 0. So the solution to this question is 0, 0. So this is the answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, so this will be all for today. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also remember to click on the notification bell. Thank you very much for your support. All right, bye-bye.